So here we have a pair of Nike Shox Ride 2 light bone turf orange, and this is a sneaker that was originally released around sort of the 2003-2004 mark. I don't think they were earlier because there were other models that were released earlier than that, but I couldn't find a specific date, so I put 2003-2004. And this is what was made as a running shoe, and that's what most of the Shox technology was about, for sort of, I suppose, impact protection and pushing you off. And the Shox technology you can sort of see on the heel. It's one of those ones that was introduced in the early 2000s, and it's got these sort of almost like suspension-like pillars on here, and going, 4 of them on the heel. So with the details, it comes in a light bone and turf orange colourway, and then, like I said earlier, it has these 4 Shox pillars in the heel, and it also has an Air Max unit in the forefoot, which is different to other Shox that I've seen, which is quite cool looking. And this has a rubber outsole as well. And it's pretty much made up of all sorts of synthetic and leather materials, so there is some sort of leather on there from what's been described on Nike, but some of it feels fine, some of it feels pretty much sort of synthetic, just as you would. And the price for these is £165. So with the comfort and sizing, this is on the medium to firm side in my opinion, and the reason why I say that is it's slightly different to a standard pair of Shox because of the fact that the Air Max unit is in the front. And the heel feels slightly elevated as well. Obviously you got the Shox in here, and with this one I think it feels slightly more elevated than a standard pair of Shox because of the air unit that's in there. And there's no wear in time for these, you're pretty much good to go out of the box. And I'd recommend going true to size. However, what I will say about this particular pair is because the drop is a bit higher than usual, I found my toe hitting the front, so I'm not sure if going up half a size, because I went true to size in these, but going up half size would kind of solve that. And it might be also because you've got the Air Max unit and the forefoot, so it's kind of pushing your foot a little bit up, so it might be hitting that that side of it. So maybe if you've got like a wide foot or sort of more chunkier foot on the upper side of it, then maybe look to go up half size. And I feel this has really good traction for everyday wear in my opinion. I think it works well as a sneaker in that respect, and it's quite sort of flat to the ground, so you shouldn't have no issues. So with the look and style, what attracted me to this sneaker was obviously it's got the neutral colours and look on it, but it's got that kind of sort of Y2K aesthetics of all those sort of wavy lines running across the sneaker, which I really like. And it's got the little Nike swoosh, which was a big thing at that time, I suppose, from Nike in terms of their design language. And the main thing that I kind of draw me to the sneaker was the Air Max unit being in the forefoot. And that's what makes it sort of more of a unique style. You don't tend to sort of see this type of trainer with like mix of technologies. And this is a good one to wear sort of spring autumn time. Not to say that you couldn't wear the winter time, but for me personally, like with these types of runners, it's one of those autumn spring trainers which are really good. And this is a good sort of casual wear sneaker. It's very sort of sporty looking, so just be remember that it's not obviously a smart sneaker, and you can sort of see that because it was made as a running shoe and looks like a running shoe. And I would say with the white laces that come with it, you're probably good to go, but obviously you could put cream, grey, or even sort of sail laces, to kind of give it a bit of pop. So with the final thoughts, I do like the neutral colours on this, and it's one of those ones with a unique styling. So like I said earlier, because it's got the Air Max unit in the forefoot, it gives you that sort of unique look. And with the cons, I think the comfort. So for me, I think it's a weird one because I tend to really like trainers with these Air Max units in the forefoot and the heel. For the Air Max Plus, for example, I feel that's a really comfortable sneaker for my foot anyway. However, with this one, I find the forefoot really nice, but then the back is obviously still a Shox, so just bear that in mind. So with the ratings, because of the wacky look of it and having that mix of technology, I feel it's really nice actually. I think it looks like the best Shox that's been released so far or re-released so far this year. And the comfort, I'm going to give it a 4. It's not like it's awful, but obviously the back's still a Shox, so just bear that in mind. So it's going to be firm, but then this side is sort of more on the medium side, so so it just depends on what you're looking for. And the quality, I'm going to give that a 4. I think the sneaker's got pretty good build quality and stuff, and materials aren't excellent, and they're not going to be, but it's got a good amount of tech in there. And the pricing is a bit on the high side, £165. So I think that you need to be a bit lower with this. I think if they came in at 145, 150, because the standard pair of Shox is at about 135. But overall, still give the sneaker a 4 out of 5. If you like the Shox technology and you also find that comfortable and you're okay with it, then obviously this is a good buy, and I think probably the best out of the lot in my opinion. But if you're not, then obviously you can probably give these ones a bit of a skip. I kind of like the look of them, but it's not something that I would personally wear.